Hello, everyone, and welcome to Lifted. Today, I have got with me AJ. I met AJ at the Posing Pro Academy, where we both were there to perfect the craft that is posing for bodybuilding competitions. For anyone who is new to bodybuilding and those who don't really know much about it, posing is the cornerstone of being on stage competitively. It's all about creating an illusion and presenting your physique to the best of its ability, hiding any flaws and showing off your best features. So it made sense to me to get to really learn the craft and how to perfect it by learning from the very best in the industry, Emma Heidman of the Posing Pro Academy. I am hoping to get her on the pod at some point, but for today, we have AJ who will now introduce himself to us, telling us what he does and how he got on into doing it. Welcome to the pod, AJ.
Hello, my name's AJ. I've been in the sport for over 20 years. I look really young. Maybe that's the thing. No, but what I'm doing, I'm coaching people for competitions. I'm also judge for FitX from this year. I did 5 to 6 shows
Mm.
for FitX currently. And yeah, I also, like you already said, we met on Emma's course.
Yeah, it was good. Like I wasn't very sure when we got there, like what to expect and everything. But as soon as I walked in, there's AJ and he's like this big personality, massive guy. And it just felt like you made me feel really at home because of your friendliness and how you were. So I do appreciate the fact that you kind of helped me through it because you had already been on the week before,
Yeah.
didn't you? So what were you doing on that previous week before I came in?
We did the bikini NPC. So
Bikini NPC.
and
Yeah.
first time it was like, oh my God, what am like, it
Yeah.
was not right. Even like, when I was on the judging panel, sometimes you see people and you're like thinking something wrong, but you don't know how to correct it.
Yes.
And thanks to like stuff like that, oh, this you have to do this or you have to do that.
Yeah.
You have to twist, it's like it opens your eyes and yeah. But I really enjoy it. I was
Yeah. Yeah, good. And for those who don't know, like they're probably wondering, like, why are we talking about bikini posing and it's a man? Not very many men do like girls posing. So how did you go about deciding that you actually wanted to do it rather than just showing people? And you decided to go through the whole thing and teach the ladies how to pose. And it was, I'm not going to embarrass you, AJ, don't worry, but it was quite funny. See, you doing
anyway, so don't worry about it.
it was quite funny. See, well, it was fun. It was good fun because you actually got stuck in and you were doing all the moves. How did that feel like for you, like being a bikini girl?
Yeah, yeah. Quite funny because my partner, she's competing.
Yeah,
From last year, she actually said she's never gonna compete. She just like cut the bug, like I think everybody with this sport. And first time she wanted to practice posing, we actually download Emma's Heidman, videos how to pose and everything like that.
yeah.
She had a problem with getting into pose, so I thought, I'm gonna practice with her. Obviously, without the heels and bikini,
Yep.
but
Are you sure you didn't have any heels on? I don't trust you, AJ.
these times are gone, long gone. So yeah,
Brilliant.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we was actually practicing together, and learning like some poses and everything like that. Because with my Mrs. Diana, she's like, it's much easier for her not only to watch but actually put in the correct position.
Hmm.
So I already had a background from dancing. I was dancing for 8 years when I was younger.
Oh, wow, really? I
Yeah,
didn't
like
know that.
yeah, from first class, secondary class, like when you're in the when you're 8 years old. I don't know how they call it in English. And then
Yep.
from first to eighth grade, I was doing
Primary school, isn't it?
yeah. So I was
Yeah.
doing
Yeah.
classical dance and traditional dance.
Oh,
So
nice.
I was competing in that, and it's quite experience.
Oh, nice. I didn't know that. So you're actually quite experienced when it comes to like competing and stuff. It's something that you started like when you were quite young. So the competitive world is sort of your thing, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah, kind of, yeah. Bodybuilding came after. Uh,
Yeah.
Not long after, actually, because I was just 13 years old when I started like
Wow.
the basement and doing stuff.
Mm, brilliant. So I just want you to talk to us about your life experience, because I feel like you're a good person to talk to. With us both being foreigners, I'm also not from here originally, and you're from Poland, aren't you?
Yes.
Yeah. So I just want you to talk to us about your life experience in the UK. How long have you lived here, and how has life been like for you here?
I've been living here from it's 17 years. 18 years gonna be next year, and yeah, it's like from one side, when I tell some of the story, it's like sometimes people get emotional stuff like that, but it's like it seemed tough, but it's now it's like just a memory of certain things. So it's like you can probably say the same that from a distance now it's certain things seems funny.
Mm,
Like certain things you can tell that you could have been more brave to try different jobs or try different stuff. But in the beginning you have that I think lack of confidence, or we think we get judged, or we're trying to like stuff like that.
yeah.
I don't know, your first language is English anyway.
No, it isn't. No.
No.
Mine isn't. It's not English. But
No.
we grew up talking English anyway.
Okay.
Yeah, you're taught that in school, and it's like the official language, but
Ah,
it's not my first language. But we do speak English. In fact, our first language is very much a mix of the language itself and English words. So it's not really,
Pigeon English.
eh?
It's Pigeon English. Is
Yeah,
that? Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So yeah, that's that. But yeah, life here for me, it's been like the cultural differences. What would you say, like something that's very different to how things are at home? Say like your your way of living, is it like very much community? Because here it's very much everybody for their own.
Yeah, that was very like that was the first shock for me, when you get in a bus and like children shouting, screaming on the mothers, and nobody reacts anything like that.
Yeah.
To me, it was like obviously times change now in Poland, and everybody getting all the countries get similar about this stuff. But for me, it was like first it was like I will get slapped. I
Yeah.
would slap the
Yeah.
shit out of me before I get on the bus, even not even on the bus. I
Yeah.
would
Yeah.
not do anything on the bus because I already get a pre-slap before I get on the bus.
Pre-slap before you get the proper one. I'm with you.
And also others people reaction, like people more involved. Like when I was a kid, you wouldn't think of smoking cigarettes and hiding somewhere because they don't even hide here. But that somebody you don't know would grab you by your ear and drag you home.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then your
Yeah.
parents beat the shit out of you.
Yeah, it's very similar to my home life as well. Very similar.
It's like a responsible, like it was in the past. It was a more group responsibility for the kids. So we knew that you need to be polite, and we knew you need to have
Yeah.
like a respect for elders.
Yeah.
You need to listen to your parents. Like I left the house quite early because before UK I was in Canada,
Mm.
and then after Canada I moved back to Poland to finish my medical college, and then I flew to UK.
Oh
So
wow.
yeah. So going back to English, it was like, yeah, we also don't speak English. We learn in English at school,
Mm.
completely different English. So
You
when I,
don't really speak English, do you? No.
but when I moved to Canadian English, it's quite easy. It's like easy
Yeah,
going.
yeah,
So I was like, yeah, that's easy.
yeah.
But then when we moved to UK with my friend, he's my cousin actually, but we grow up together. We grow up together, so we're like
Mm.
cousins. Yeah, and we move here, and I was like telling him on a plane, like, don't worry about it, I got it.
Yeah,
And we live in Liverpool.
yeah,
And when the guy started talking to us, I look at him and I said, I'm not having it. I don't know what he's talking about. I don't know who we are.
yeah, yeah. And
Manchester was completely Mancuni I was like,
no.
I say it's not going.
Oh, and what did you have any family here when you moved to the UK, or was it just you and your friends?
Me and my friend, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, very brave thing to do. Very brave.
I was turning 20. I was turning 20 because we moved in May, and he was, oh, I'm sorry, he was turning 19.
Right. Okay. Oh God, you guys were very young.
He was
Jesus.
really young.
How did you manage to find your way around? Like, did you find work immediately, or how did you survive?
It's quite funny because that time there was no really like internet on the mobile phone stuff like that. The mobile phone was more like a brick. So we had, yeah, we
The
had,
massive ones.
yeah. We had the more or less plan what we're gonna do. He's really good with organizing everything. So we he managed to get all the papers we have to fill up on a place. So we print up everything. I already had I was the one with a mobile phone, so we knew we need to get a car.
Oh, nice.
We had the tiny little map, like I'm not joking, like they made it like size of that
Yeah.
place where we're staying. So when we landed in Liverpool, we managed to get a bus to Manchester, and then from Manchester, we was going through bus stop to bus stop, comparing maps, which way we have to go.
You landed in Liverpool. Right. I'm just gonna stop you there. How did you find the Scouse accent? Did you manage to
I,
actually work out what they were saying?
I thought we landed in the wrong country.
Yeah, I think for anybody who's coming to the UK, if you start off in Liverpool, you'll be thinking like this is not even English. Did
Yeah,
you think that?
yeah. I was like completely thinking that the guy took a wrong turn, or we got the wrong bus.
God, brilliant. Oh, fantastic. I love that. But yeah, it is quite an experience. And even for me, like coming here, I tell you what was the biggest shock for me was you probably are used to this more than I am because your weather you do get cold winters. But for me, it was the cold. It hit me hard. Like, it's always warm where I come from. And even on the cold days, like our winters are like the summers here. Do you know what I mean? Like when it's warm here, those are our winters. So literally it's always warm. So you can imagine me coming here. I've never felt so cold. I was like, oh my God, I'm literally dying. I couldn't get out of the house. I damn right refused to come out of the house because it was that cold. But yeah, you don't actually you can't relate to that because you've
But I
got
can
like
tell you
cold
that
winters.
it's a different, completely different cold because there's a dump here. It's like dumpy air. It's like
Yes,
something like that. So, and in Poland you have seasons. So when it's summer, it's hot. When it's
it's hot.
winter, it's
Yeah,
dry. And the other seasons are a little bit rainy, a little bit sunny, but you can see sky. It's completely different. So when I was now in Poland, it was like I said, -10, -12 maybe, and it was snow, but it wasn't that cold. You don't feel that,
yeah. This is it. When it snows, it's not that cold, is it?
and you can see sun. So it's like sunny, and snow is on the ground. It's like quite thingy, but here it's like zero, and it
Yeah.
feels like -20.
I know it's really cold. It's really cold. Yeah, that I did suffer quite a lot with that. And then, obviously, with the dark days, because that's something that I've never experienced. We have like normal days, like you've got your daytime from 6 till 7:30, daylight, and then you have your nighttime, so it doesn't really change.
Yeah,
And then you get here, and then there's something about the clocks going back, and I'm like, what's that about? Why are we moving the clocks back?
it's like it's apparently time saving, electric saving, but it doesn't really work because still with the same amount of time out. So you're still using the same amount of electric. But yeah, they supposed to drop that like 2 years or 3 years ago, but they didn't do it. God knows.
Mm.
Well, it's the same change of the clock. It's completely stupid. Just confuse you.
It does. I mean, it took me a while to get used to it, if I'm honest with you. But I'm here now. I've been here like quite a few years now. I'm still not used to the cold. I'll say that. I don't think you can never get used to that.
I can tell a funny story. Like first time I moved to UK, then I came to see parents for Christmas, I think, and then I didn't come back for 5 years.
Hmm.
So after 5 years, when I come back, it was winter, and it was like minus and snow and everything like that. And I was wearing hoodie because it
Yeah.
was warmer for me, and so people, was wrapped up in
Yeah.
hats, everything, gloves, and I was wearing hoodie in Poland with when the snow was everywhere, and I was warm. I
You're
said it's
warm. Yeah.
warmer than in the
Yeah.
UK when it's
Yeah.
like +5.
I know. I know. It's weird that, isn't it? It really is. Um, because I've got my sister lives in Sweden and they have quite aggressive winters. But even her, she came over here in the summer and she couldn't believe how cold she was. That was in the summer. One of these really shit summers where it just
Yeah,
rains and it's
it's
just
usual.
horrible.
I would say it's usual summer because it
Yeah,
was
that those
surprised
ones.
when it's like 20 plus.
Yes. we shouldn't really be complaining about the country that we're living in, but there you go.
I'm not complaining about it. We're saying the facts. Even English people. That's why they moving to Spain, Italy. Like Greece.
It's true.
But you said it's the weather is not the best. What this country provide to us or allowed us to do it. It's obviously benefit, but it's also the cost and I think the weather.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
but I think it's a bravery decision we took. By moving here.
Mm, I know. And for a lot of people who don't actually understand this side of things, it does actually. If you've never moved to a new country, you just imagine like leaving your whole family behind. And for us, especially where you brought up, because I don't know what it was like for you, but for me, um, you couldn't just live in your house on your own. It just doesn't happen. Like there's people coming in and out all day. If it's not your relatives, it's like neighbors, and it's like, do you know what I mean? It's like there's always
More
people.
community thing or family thing like
Yeah. And then
that's
here you got like when I had baby, it was just me and my husband and the baby. It's like, yeah, it's just you have to just crack on your own. Like that was quite of a shock also. Because but it's just how life is. I can't really expect anything different because this is how they live, this is their life. But yeah, for people actually just thinking about leaving your whole life behind and moving to a new country, it is quite big, isn't it?
yeah.
And I don't know how you found it, like how long it took you to settle in. But for guys, I think it's different. You just crack on.
It was quite because I'm very close. Like it's the same problem like you. I'm very close with my parents. With my family. So it's like first moment I remember we moved in, and obviously the best friend who's supposed to take care of a place we're supposed to stay. It was like it was just horrible. It was like we moved in. He gave us the room 2 meters by 2 meters, maybe no, it wasn't that big because we couldn't fit two mattresses in.
Oh my God, yeah.
It was everything in this room. It was literally like I don't know, like pukes, everything. They just party and they just kept that room that like like a horrible place. So we decided we're gonna clean it all. So we cleaned it
Yeah.
all. It was quite sunny, so I didn't expect it, to start raining.
Yeah. Shock on you.
Yeah, and so we cleaned the mattress. I remember we cleaned the mattress and we took it outside to dry up. And I went to take a shower and I come out and it started raining and it was too late. It was raining. It was
Stopped, yeah.
pissing down. It was like pissing. It was too late to take the mattress. So
Yeah.
I said, we're gonna leave it because no point bringing it in.
Yeah, it's wet now.
Yeah, so we're just gonna leave it. Probably tomorrow we're gonna bring it back.
Hmm.
After 2 weeks, it was still raining.
It never stopped.
So we were sleeping on the floor. We were
Oh,
sleeping.
nice.
It's quite interesting, like yeah, it was quite
Yeah.
interesting. But also the jobs, like that point we was like looking for newspapers for the jobs. So
Right, okay. I was gonna ask you that. What was like the first job that you did then to like,
I remember I was sitting on a suitcase in a park and I was looking for newspapers and it was like trying to drop off as many CDs as many as we can.
yeah.
And we were living in 11 June, so it's a side of Manchester.
Mm.
And to save money, we didn't spend money for bus, so we were just walking every day. Every day we was waking up in the morning. We went to the city center and we just drop off CDs. And I remember there was one funny story. It was like obviously our English wasn't that good on that point, and mine wasn't. But
Yeah.
we went to the hotel. It was main on Piccadilly. It's already renovated, finished, but it was renovating on that point. So we get in and we thought, we can do bits and bobs. So maybe they need us to, do some work there. So we went in, we bumped into the guy and we said, like, if there's any jobs, anything going on, like we could help with. And the guy said, sorry,
Mm.
it's closed. I'm like, okay, we'll come back tomorrow.
Yeah.
And my cousins are like, did you understand what he said? I'm like, no.
No.
We're gonna drop into yeah, but it was going through newspapers, and it was like quite funny because it took us to get a job 5 days
Okay.
applying, but it was pressure inside that nobody calls back, nobody thinks. So we was like, we even consider applying to play in a porn movie. That's
No.
that's
Brilliant.
advertised in the newspaper. They paid grant for it. So I was like,
Yeah.
let's do it. Let's apply it.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so we
You
took.
actually.
I didn't do it, no. Which is funny because then, many years after, I bumped into the guy. I was working in the car industry, and the guy said, "Did you ever play in the porn movie?" And I'm thinking, "No, I was funny, but I
I
never
know.
met with somebody." But yeah, and then we applied for jobs in like a care house, stuff like that.
Mm,
And then we got a phone call from Littlewood shop director. I remember it was an Oldham, it was warehouse to get a job and everything like that. So we took a interview quite serious, like in Poland, if you go for interview, you put the suit, you put the.
you put suit on, yeah, yeah, same.
So went there to be a picker packer. But when we came in, they thought we applied for manager role, and we are like, no, 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 we just want to do.
What?
Because we were the only guys in the suit. Everybody was in trackies and everything. It was like only two guys.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So yeah, but we applied and we got a job. And I remember first time we had to take two buses to get there. And on a bus they call us from a hotel that if we're interested to work in a hotel that they provide us food, room, and we work in the same hotel and they pay us.
Yeah,
But we thought we want to be okay. We just wanted to be like we didn't want to grab two things at once. So we said
okay.
thank you very much. We already got a job and thank you for opportunity. Blah blah. Now I'm thinking, shit, I should
You should have taken that.
the location, everything like brilliant. But we want to be, like a fair with everybody. So you're learning all your life. So
Yeah,
yeah,
absolutely.
and we
Yeah.
worked in Littlewoods for quite a while. I remember the day like the best friend told us he took all the money we have, to pay because we didn't know what the rent cost. So we give him the money, whatever he asked. We give him, I remember, cigarettes, alcohol. We brought it from Poland, because it was also worth quite a lot of money at that point.
Hmm.
And he told us of the week that, we need to move out because somebody's moving in, blah, blah, blah. So we was like, well, okay, yeah, after a week. So at work, I remember we said to the manager, it's like, if it's not a problem that we're going to stay for a night shift, he's like, yeah, yeah, cool. And we're like, and can we stay here for the morning shift after that? Also, we're just gonna sleep somewhere here. And he was like, looking at us like, what the hell?
Yeah.
So we explained the situation. We didn't do a drama out of it, but he was like shocked that we actually,
Yeah.
if it's not a problem, we can do overtime, but we need to sleep also here. So
Yeah.
he got us the room in Oldham. I remember in Oldham, we moved to Oldham.
Oldham, yeah.
Yeah, Oldham, and it's like we was living behind the barber shop.
Hmm.
First floor, it was a kitchen, like a long kitchen with a wall in between, and that was our room. And I remember for a month we were sleeping with a head on the. It was like a long, like sofa thing, but
Yeah.
it was very thin. It was like a seating thing.
Yeah.
It was laying with the shoulders on it and the legs on the stool. For a month we were sleeping like that.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, and
Wow.
working everything like that, and it was like yeah, there was no bathroom there, so it was like completely ridiculous. And yeah, but after that, we thought we're gonna renovate it. So we renovated. We was living there for a year, and
Mm.
it was lots of food. Then we started doing doors also.
Yeah.
Was doing some kind of like post protection sometimes and stuff like that. So it was quite
Mm.
interesting.
It's quite interesting that, like, just hearing your side of the story, like, because when you meet somebody, you kind of don't know their backstory, and then you come out with all these things. It's quite interesting, and yeah, I love it. Absolutely love it. Yeah, so that's really really interesting to hear your experience when you moved here and how you managed to maneuver through things and even managing to get yourself a job despite the hardships. And I think you did really well. So well done, you.
Yeah. But
um,
yeah.
I want to go into fitness now. Let's
Mhm.
go back into fitness and bodybuilding. So you you've got quite an impressive physique, like in terms of the muscle mass that you've got. I'm just wondering for anybody, like for the blokes, or even for the ladies who are starting out, what sort of time frame are you looking at to be able to achieve that much of a muscle to put on that much muscle over a period of time? How long are you talking? Because is bodybuilding something that you've always done, or is it something that you got influenced into doing, or did you have somebody that you looked up to that introduced you to the whole thing? Just talk to us about a bit about that, please.
So with a time scale, I wouldn't, it's like regarding time scale. I would always tell somebody that don't concentrate on a time scale, just enjoy the ride.
Process. Yeah.
Because if you start putting time scales and everything like that, you might burn yourself out. You might start thinking, "Oh, it doesn't work. This, that." Especially that we're the people like we see each other, we see ourselves every day.
Mm.
So it's hard to notice the process or outcome on us. Like yourself, you know yourself. Like when we was close to the competition, you're very lean and everything like that. Then you
Yeah.
start, oh no, I'm holding
I
weight.
know.
It's
It's
really
really bad. You can't, you like, you absolutely dying, but you're like, I'm not lean enough.
yeah,
I'm
yeah. I
not lean
need to do
enough.
more. I need to do more. Maybe I'm gonna starve myself. That's a brilliant idea. Yeah. So, and somebody look at you and tell you you look like complete freak.
Yeah, you look like death. Like you shouldn't
But
be
you like,
thinking about being any
oh,
leaner.
it's shit. It's just
It's like
really bad.
my
It's really
legs,
bad.
my legs have not come in. They still need to go a bit more. And you're like, what? You actually look like you're on death's door.
Yeah.
It's mad. It's absolutely ridiculous. So yeah, you wouldn't put a time frame on how long it takes. Rather, you want just people to enjoy the process. But just give us a rough estimate of how long it roughly took you from when you started off. Obviously, you must have started off at some point where you wanted to get to the point that you're at now. What sort of things did you have in place to make sure that you're actually managing? Did you get a coach, say, for example?
When I started, there was no coaches really. When I started, there was more like only weirdos and people from prison was training. that was
Right.
maybe. Let's put it that way. There was only one gym in our city, and at first I couldn't even go there because I wasn't 17. So because I was 13 when I started. So uh, it's funny how it started because it was at school. I was the smallest. I'm gonna show you a picture how I look, but
Really?
I
Oh,
was
we need a before and after for this,
yeah,
AJ.
I was the
Definitely.
smallest, the shortest guy in the class. Like in the class in the kindergarten, I was always the tiniest. Yeah, like
Yeah.
tiny, tiny. And we had in one of before summer friends from a class who was doing like pull-ups, who's gonna do more pull-ups.
Hmm.
So it was like we was in the changing room, and it was like, "Oh, come on, let's do pull-ups." And I said, "I want to do some pull-ups," and it was
Yeah.
AJ, you're not gonna even do one. I'm like, easily, I gotta do one. I
Yeah.
couldn't do one. So then I thought, you know what? I'm gonna show you guys. I'm gonna show you guys that I can do it.
I can do this. Yeah.
And so I literally, we have a team of summer in Poland. Yeah, so
Hmm.
from the first day of summer, my dad put the pull-up bar, like homemade pull-up bar in my door. So every day, first day I was doing one pull-up, then second day I was doing two pull-ups, and I didn't care about technique. I was just doing it just to do it. I end up doing 78 times on the end of the summer.
Wow.
So my physique quite changed. So it was quite when I come back, the people was like, "Oh, you probably take some proteins." I was like, "No, I don't take any."
I thought you were gonna say they thought you were taking steroids. They thought protein. Is that all they
Because at
thought?
that time, protein was like protein, steroid, vitamins. It was exactly the same thing
Right.
for
Okay.
people. Yeah. So yeah, and I got the bug with it. My dad gave me a book, um, old book. I actually left. I still when I was in Poland. Now I had a look on it, and I asked my dad to write a dedication for me because I want to something like that for myself. But he
Hmm.
gave me a book, really, really old book from 70s about the bodybuilding, about the physique, about training, and yeah, that gave me boost. And that time when I started bodybuilding, when I was looking into magazines, I was thinking, oh, that's disgusting. I don't want to look like that.
Yeah.
And then perspectives change, and like, yeah, that's what I want to look
Yeah.
like.
Of course.
And, there was one particular bodybuilder in Poland I was very, very impressed with. I was always like wanted to look like him. It's called Radek Słodkiewicz. Is
Hmm.
a really good bodybuilder, amazing coach, amazing like person to know. And I had a chance to actually meet him
Yeah.
in 2014.
Oh wow. Were you like, oh my God, I'm right in
Yeah,
front
I
of
was
you? Were
like,
you
what?
shocked?
It's like I couldn't believe it. It's like you want to meet your hero. Some,
Yeah, I bet.
but this guy was like literally how it is. This is how it is. And I met him 2014. He saw me. I was competing in the USN Classic in Birmingham,
Mm.
UKPFF, and he said like you have a great physique, and I wanted to coach you. But that was
Oh,
down to 2014.
wow, that's amazing.
Yes, that's amazing. So we exchanged phone numbers and email addresses, and I got the qualifier for British finals. I got the qualifier for Mr. Universe from NAC,
Mm.
and I broke my leg.
Oh no.
I broke my leg. You know the situation. The 32 places from a knee down.
Yeah.
And you know what? I wrote him a message, like I said, like I'm really sorry. I was looking forward to it, but I wrote him a message thinking I never get anything in response.
Yeah.
And the guy wrote me really good message, like really nice message, like literally picked me up because from that point I broke my leg, I lost my business, I lost opportunity to because I had a supplement store, a friend. I lost the opportunity to compete and doing something I love. So it was like literally something was taken off from me without my
Yeah.
decision. So it was quite tough, quite yeah. It
Mm.
was a really dark place at that point.
Oh God, that's awful.
Yeah, and it's like yeah, but years forward, we can go back to it after. But years forward, like I try to get back to training every single time. So I had 12 surgeries. After each surgery, I had to learn how to walk again, and then back from zero to.
Yeah.
And we keep in touch with Radix with Kiris. I kept in touch with him. We was like exchanging numbers, exchanging information. Like just
Mm.
basically sending like Merry Christmas, Have a nice day, blah blah
Oh,
stuff.
that's nice. Yeah.
We was keeping in touch. And a couple of years back, my partner said like, "Oh, let's contact him. We'll see." And we contact him. We start getting more in touch, and we actually become really good friends. So this year we was at his for a week. A year before we was also seeing him, and he's really cool guy. We're like very close now, and we always he organized the competition. We always wanted to get the figurine, like he has his figurine, and he gave
Yeah.
us one because we're like good friends. So he actually gave us one.
Oh no. Yes. Oh, that's brilliant.
Yeah. And the cool thing is, this guy was competing with Ronnie Coleman in Moscow.
Really.
Yeah. And he was like really like close. Like
That is an absolutely amazing story. Like, I can't imagine in my head, like, having somebody that I really look up to, like an idol, and actually just meeting them and then having this relationship, like friendship with them.
yeah.
That's incredible. Like, it must feel like, do you feel like did you ever feel like it's not real?
Yes. Especially when I'm with him and we like talking, joking, laughing. And I'm constantly telling him, like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna leave you alone, you know that. I'm just gonna talk to you. But he's quite a funny guy, so he's like taking it easy, but it's very relaxed. Yeah, look and learn from him a lot. He's very relaxed. He's very chilled back guy. It's
Yeah.
puts him off. It's very like it's very mature guy. Very like and his knowledge it's mind blowing.
Amazing. Amazing. Oh, I like that. I like stories like this. That's just incredible. Like, because I can't get my head around like thinking, like for me, it will be like meeting 7 times figure champion, what she called, forgotten now. Vitamin C. I call her Vitamin C because that's what she goes by on Instagram. But yeah, it will be like that. Do you know what I mean? It's like Sydney. Sydney, yeah, that's her name. I should remember who my idols are, really, shouldn't I?
Sometimes, because sometimes we just set on it, so we have that person in our head constantly.
Yeah.
Remember that we
But
something.
yeah, that's incredible, AJ. Amazing story. Really, really
As
interesting.
a kid, I
Really
even
good.
had his posters, in the room and everything, and I was like, wow.
Wow. I bet that was like mind blowing.
Yeah.
Incredible. Right. So AJ, we have covered quite a lot. I am conscious not to like send people to sleep. So I am going to jump onto the next topic really, which is why I wanted you on here. Um not just for this other next thing that I'm going to talk about. I also wanted you here because you're a nice guy to talk to, and it's lovely hearing all your stories and what you come up with because you're dead funny. Um, I want you to shed some light on or give us a bit more detail. For those who are starting bodybuilding or who haven't got a clue or who are aspiring to start, you are a FitX judge, which is just fantastic. I've wanted to like speak to a judge so I hear from the horse's mouth, so to speak, what exactly they look for, because I cannot tell you the number of sleepless nights I used to have during prep for my first ever, like just the thought of standing on stage for the first time is absolutely petrifying. Like I had sleepless nights, which isn't great because you need your sleep during prep.
Yeah,
Because,
yeah, you don't want
um,
to cortisol, nothing like that. Yeah.
yeah, it's very important, but it's great that you're here because I want you to just educate all of us a bit, especially on the ladies' side. We're going to start with the ladies and then we'll work our way to the men. How many categories are there for the ladies? What are they, and what's the difference between them? Because it can be quite confusing for somebody starting out, can't it?
And I know what you mean with this, especially when somebody looking on so many federation, and every federation have a little bit different approach. What I'm thinking with Fitex, it's not because I'm a judge, but I'm looking at it in a way that it's how is it set. So it's
Yeah,
bikini, and actually bikini look it's much more softer. So we're looking still in the ratio of shoulders, the hourglass shape, everything like
yeah,
that. But it's not as sharp as the different federations. So I spoke to Alicia about it, and it's actually she explained me brilliantly this because they if we gonna start with very sharp, striated looking bikini, which way we're gonna go further? We're just pushing envelope, and it start becoming brilliant looking, but more and more unhealthy look, and more
yes,
unhealthy. It's coming to more use of stuff.
yeah,
So I think what Fitex did, they did it amazingly, because you see this transition from bikini to bikini train, from just
yeah,
and up and up and up into the bodybuilding.
yeah.
And I think that the approach they have is amazing because it's like literally you can see the difference
The
between,
difference, yeah, yeah,
and they very fair because if they see that you, for example, a little bit more striated, you can go to bikini trained. Also, the approach to bikini trained masters is a little bit drier because obviously that skin is a little bit thinner.
mm,
So that's allowed to go further up to that. Even with physique, if bikini trained have a little bit too much muscle, they go to physique. It's everything clicks.
yeah,
To give
yeah,
a chance and opportunity to for every athlete. And I'm thinking like to any athlete who's going to the competition like that, don't be afraid to ask judges, when they weigh you or they to have a look at you. They
yeah,
always have a time to look at you and advise you. Maybe you came with a mindset, oh, I'm gonna be bikini, and they might say, you know what, you might have a really good chance in the bikini train. So
yeah.
don't set yourself. Always think if they moved you, it's not your loss. It's actually putting
It's
you
to your
on
advantage, isn't it? It is to your
better
advantage.
than all the groups that are here. You on a higher level, so they
Yeah,
put higher level. So they don't take it as something. Oh my God, no,
yeah.
it's something wrong. It's something bad. No, it's not.
So let's just talk about bikini first of all. Let's just analyze bikini on its own. So you've got bikini for somebody who's coming in and they say like, "Oh, I want to go bikini," and then all of a sudden things are being thrown at you. Well, what bikini are you talking about? Are you talking about bikini, or bikini trained, or bikini, masters? So just break that down for us so we know what we're looking for. Say for normal bikini to trained bikini, what's the difference between them two?
Okay, between normal bikini and trained bikini, we're not looking for any striation or too lean look. If you're too lean, you're gonna go more towards bikini trained.
Okay.
The abs can be very visible, much more visible. We're looking for ratio between upper and lower body, obviously, the back, shoulders, back ratio, glute ratio, leg, hamstrings, stuff like that. But it's not too sharp. It's not too
Right. Okay.
not
Okay.
not too much. Like I said, not even striation. Striation not
Right.
because that's completely different category.
So is bikini trained leaner than normal bikini? Like you have a
Yeah.
fuller look for bikini and then you got leaner look for bikini trained. Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
So yeah, the standards will be the same in case of what we're looking at. So shoulder ratio to waist ratio, lats, everything like that, glutes and hamstring tying, but it's sharper. It's much
Yeah.
sharper. And
No
if
striations.
no striation, still no striation. And if we look on bikini master trained masters,
Mm.
a little bit more leaner look. Just because, like I said, although you get that skin's change.
Yeah.
This looks a little bit of change.
Yeah, yeah, that's clear now. I'm glad we've covered that. And then now we're going to go on to figure.
Yeah.
So figure is the next class up from bikini, isn't it? So would you say that most people who are starting off would start off at bikini and then go to figure? Yeah.
Yeah, depend on
Yeah.
obviously on the genetics, like approach of a training or what training history they have, because you also have girls who move from powerlifting to start doing bodybuilding, so also this frame gonna be different.
Yeah. Yeah. True. True. Yeah. And for figure now, let's just go through that one and break that down. What categories are in figure and what are you looking for in each one?
Okay, so with figure, we'll also look for a more muscle mass, so definitely more muscle mass.
Mm.
Also, the reverse triangle, how am I
Yeah.
calling it? Look, this shoulder bellies to be visible, nice tying to the waist, sides of the glutes and hamstrings. Obviously, abs can be visible, and the condition is a little bit more important. So we don't want to see like I don't know if you notice with some federations, like it's with all federation, I think is this that the people have approach of yeah, the judges told me that I'm too big, so I need to go to the bigger federation, bigger class.
Yeah.
They approach, oh, I'm a bit too big, so I think I need to go to a bigger class, which is sometimes you need to sometimes go a little bit leaner. That's what
Okay. Yeah. So it's not just a case of going up a class, it's literally just
yeah,
to
just
a bit more conditioning.
yeah,
Yeah.
a little bit more conditioning because I think it's the same with the guys. The guys trying to hold the size and jumping from category to category, and it's sometimes just you need to be a little leaner
Just
because
leaner. Yeah.
just holding weight just
Yeah. A
for
bit more. Yeah. It is fat. It's not fat, but we know what we're talking about when you say you need to
yeah,
lose a
yeah,
bit more fat, really.
yeah.
Yeah.
It wobbles, it's not a water. So
Yeah.
we have to find that if it wobbles, it's non-diuretic or non-stuff like that gonna help you with that.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Non-water
True.
manipulation gonna help you with that, especially in the they call it the peak week. Yeah, the peak week gonna change everything. If you didn't hold stuff for 12 or 16 weeks, it's
Yeah.
gonna make a magic.
It's not, yeah, yeah. True, 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 true. We're just going to go into that later on, just so people know what we're talking about. Because at the moment we're talking like bodybuilders. We have to bear in mind we're also addressing people who are coming into the sport, and try and make the terminologies a bit more understandable so they know what we're talking about. But we'll come back to that. So we're still on figure.
Yeah, with every category, if they look at it, it's just like a figurine. We're looking for proportion, whichever category it is. If
Yeah,
it's bikini, if it's trained, if it's physique, if it's any category, even up to the bodybuilding.
yeah.
It's um, it's balance in the
Proportions, yeah,
always looking for top line. So
yeah,
whichever you look at it, you're gonna notice as a person who first getting into the sport, you're gonna notice that proportion and that top line, that straight top lines with a nice round shoulders
yeah.
and tying to the waist.
Yeah,
So
tiny waist, and broad shoulders or rounded delts. Yeah,
like an X frame, or we can call it even Y frame, because in the bikini we're not looking that much for X frame, depending on.
right. Yeah, makes sense. Figure, we're just gonna break that down. So I know Fitex is it's a federation on its own, and you've got your way of doing things. But let's just cast the net a bit wider and just talk about figure like across all federations. So you have figure figure toned, you have figure athletic, you have figure trained. Um, we won't talk about the masters for now, but let's just break them three down and see what it is that you're looking for. But I know, yeah, Fitex do athletic and train, don't they? And toned.
Yeah.
Yeah. So just break those three down for us and tell us what we're looking
It
for
depends
exactly.
on the size and how lean you can get. So the more bubbly look, it's figures train and figure athletic. It's a little bit more mass, more muscle mass, more sharper look.
Mm.
But like I said, with FedEx, it's not as if somebody thinking of trying first time competing. I think FedEx is brilliant to do it because there's always category you can fit in. There's always something you can fit in. If you don't want to go too dry, too sharp, too sharp, I think it's brilliant to try it. Also, what I'm like I said, I love all the federation because I think that now the federation, the amount of federation we have in UK is brilliant. And if you first starting ever, go with PCA, I would say, because PCA first timers and they really appreciate every athlete who
Yeah,
comes
yeah.
and they're really fair with it. So if you first time ever competing, you're really gonna compete with only first timers. So they also keep an eye on it. So if somebody's lying about it, they're gonna be
They
no.
know. Yeah, yeah.
So it's brilliant to do. First timers do it with PCA and then come on a Fitex and
On
try.
the Fitex, yeah, yeah, yeah. That makes sense. But Fitex have got like correct me if I'm wrong on this one, but I feel like Fitex, which is where I feel for me as an athlete, I feel like I fit better in Fitex compared to like say PCA or Two Bros or the rest of it, just because of where I am with my physique at the moment. But I feel like Fitex do award a more fuller look, say, compared to PCA, because
Yes.
in my category for PCA, I I seem to be a bit more. I need to be more conditioned.
Yeah.
You know, when we're talking about conditioning, if for PCA, I definitely need to go in more leaner. But they award my look for Fitex. So would you say is it correct to say like Fitex are happy to get you a fuller look compared to
Yes.
like
Yes.
the very
Like
lean?
full and muscle, and it's also like if I don't know if it's okay to say that, but more healthy look, like more.
Yes, that's it. I
Look.
don't like saying healthy because there's nothing healthy about
Well, yeah,
bodybuilding.
of course, it's not like somebody, start training, going on stage, and you're gonna get the reward. It doesn't work like that. It's a healthier look in a way of you're more hydrated, you're more fuller,
Yeah,
your muscle bubbly. Yeah, in bikini they use like using that word and train physique.
yeah. You looking less like you know for lack of a better word, you don't look starved. Do you know
Yes,
what I mean?
yes,
Even though you are, but
yes,
you don't look you look a bit more. Yeah, I do like that about Fitex because they do award the more fuller look, the more healthier looking rather than all very conditioned, very
and
lean.
it's very clear. Let's say Mike, it's very clear, and it's I really like it that they really open to speak to the judge, to speak to the athletes, and advise athletes. And the feedback we're providing it's written down, so it's not
Mm.
type or anything like that. It's written down by us during the judging, and also any athletes can come after, not to be scared and come to us and ask. And it's amazing time because it's like a family, like
Yeah.
everybody coming, everybody can ask, what do you think about that? What do you think about this? And it's like they're very open and they're very up to the help and advise you.
And I quite like that, especially like for the head judge, Lisa.
Yeah,
She's quite open and quite friendly, and she actually
yeah,
does talk to the athletes. So you don't feel like she's been put on a pedestal somewhere where you can't actually reach her. I quite like her that way because I remember when I did my finals, I won my class, and literally she came to the backstage and spoke to me, and I was thinking like, oh my god, you know, I always see her, but I don't really feel. I never used to feel like I could relate to her because she's a head judge, but she's just a normal person and she's quite
yeah.
lovely.
But she's amazing. You know what? There was a situation, one of the shows that one of the girls was moved to train from bikini to train.
Yes.
And the girl took it the wrong way. Like she
Yeah.
thought that it's and she started tearing up and stuff like that. Alicia come off the panel, went to the stage, took it to the side and started talking to her, like to make sure that she's all right.
Yeah.
It was awesome thing to see, like because they really care about athletes.
They
And
absolutely do.
every
Yeah.
time we have a meeting before show, it's literally said she's always straightforward. I love that about her because she's straightforward. You like it or not.
Yeah. She doesn't mess about.
And she said like we are here for these athletes, and I'm not
Yeah.
saying that because I work for Fitex. No, it's
No, no, it's true though.
I'm
It's true.
saying that's why I'm with them because it's so amazing energy that she literally said, listen, you're not moving from a place because these athletes looking at you, so don't move from a place if
Mm,
because it's also you know yourself like how many times you've been on stage and you've seen panels tripping out like they walking away because they're doing something. It's it's you don't know what's going on, so you get stressed
yeah.
about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
important that don't add them additional stress. Just
Yeah, I
look.
know. It is not nice. It's
Yeah,
awful. Like I did this one show where it was like that and they took ages to like, decide. And
yeah.
I'm just like, what have I done wrong? Do you know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
like, am I
It's
actually
also, Alicia like to make the competitors work, and it's brilliant.
yes. Yeah, yeah. You do get to work for the award
Yeah.
that you get. You really do
That's
get
when
paid
we
for
come
that.
into poses. Then you see straight away who practice the poses for the whole year.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
it's brilliant because sometimes you have a people coming from sixth place to third place because
Yes.
like
Because of the posing.
start coming out, the looks start coming out, and the girls that are really looking after the competitors because they've always been top try, like everything like that. So it's really brilliant. It's really brilliant to see it from that angle,
I
like
was gonna ask you that, like, why do they work us so hard? Like, I think at one point we were going for like 6 rounds. We were still going. I'm thinking, like, what are you looking for?
it's reaching your body's changing. Your body's
Okay.
changing. Some competitors, depending on the prep, but dropping water and everything start coming out, or your muscles start filling up, and it looks literally amazing. So
Yeah.
Lucia have that eye, like it's just amazing. Like she sees like this physique before
Yeah.
it's pumped. She sees that
He
physique.
sees that already. Yeah.
I gotta tell the other thing. We had the young guy on the stage, and he came back for a feedback, and she said to him, "Did you have the injury on your back on the left side?" And the guy's like, "Yeah, I did. I was boxing, and I had the injury."
Really?
She noticed little things like,
Wow.
and I was like, "Oh my God, she was coming."
Wow.
So there's like, but they really know what they're doing. They really know
Yes.
what they're doing, and they happy to share the knowledge, which is amazing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
And,
absolutely. Because she did, she does say she can recommend what you can take away from the show and what you need to work on. And she actually does speak to you like a human being. Do you know what I mean? Not just like a number on stage. She will actually speak to you on that level where you do get to understand where she's coming from, and she'll explain why certain decisions were made the way they were made, which is lovely. It always really is lovely if a judge takes their time to do that, and make you feel included and make you feel like they're actually taking care of you, because it is quite hard bodybuilding, and you've gone through a long prep. You're literally like on your last legs by the time you get on stage. Yes, it is the time that you show yourself off, but also it is the hardest time because your nerves are up there, your anxiety levels are through the roof, and then you're being judged like when you're not like at your best, because really you're not at your best, are you? You're very anxious, you're very nervous, you're shaking, you're thinking like, how is this going to go? Am I going to, there's all these things going through your head, and then you're supposed to present that and still look like you're enjoying the whole process. It is quite taxing on the body, isn't it?
yeah, of course, yeah. Especially like I said, like it's normal. We're all stressing because we care. I think that's what it is. But like I met factory competition and all other competition I went to, and I met some amazing also people. Like you'd be surprised, like the biggest guy in the room, how conscious he is about how
Yes.
he look or how unsure he is about
Yeah.
how he look. And I had the pleasure also to judge on one competition, and the guy literally opened what happened, that he was like he was a couple years off stage completely because he had a surgery on his hip and everything like that, and it looked amazing, and he inside was feeling like he's not looking that good, which is shocking. But even having pleasure to speak to somebody and tell him, you look amazing, you really look amazing, like from a person from a side, not from his, because we always think when family tell us that, when friends tell us that, they tell us because they care about us, so this.
Yes.
But I think it's very important in this sport, which is start disappearing, telling people we don't know how amazing they look.
Yeah, absolutely.
Decide this jealousy, to put to the side this like some kind of, I don't know, anger.
Yeah.
Sometimes we're too lazy to get to that level, so we're not going to tell the person who got to that level. It's not a tablets, it's not injections, it's not a whatever it might be. It's
Yeah.
all hard work. These people put really, really hard work. If it's a bikini, if it's a figure, if
It's
it's
hard work. It's regardless of what class you're in.
end product. And but I think it's important, like I understand we have our own life, we have our own problems, and, we have our own things going on, but even put the task to yourself, like once a week when you're at the gym and you see
Mm.
something doing good job, go to him and tell him,
Yeah, tell them.
look
Yeah.
amazing, or you changed, I think it's important. Even put yourself a task for like one silly day.
Yes.
I understand that everybody concentrate on training. Nobody have time nowadays. You're going to work. You have
Mm.
kids. You're doing stuff. But 1 minute when breathing between the sets and you see somebody,
Yeah.
even if it looks like the meanest bastard ever, just
Yeah.
look. It looked amazing. You look
Yeah.
great.
That's really interesting to hear that from you, because I can't tell you the number of times I have gone in prep, because you know what your head is like. You're fucked most of the time in your head, and you're looking at yourself thinking like, today I look like utter shit. Like, sometimes I've gone into the gym feeling like, why am I even doing this? Because my body's not doing anything. But
Yeah.
that's because I live in my body. I can't actually see it the way other people see it.
Mhm.
And then somebody will come to me and go like, oh my God, you look amazing. And just like that, my session completely changes. And literally, I get all the energy to go in again and train hard, even though I went in thinking, like, this is a waste of time.
Yeah.
And it's true what you say, just somebody saying that to you, and you're thinking, like, oh, actually, I do look amazing. So, yeah, I'll push on. So it
I think
does
it's
make
very
sense.
important. It's very important. We're forgetting more and more about it. That especially in this sport, we all in together.
Yeah.
But it started becoming like a little bit sick obsession on who's best, who's more popular, who's this, and that. And it's not
Yeah.
about that. We lost the core of it, which is we just love the sport. We just nobody
Sportsmanship. Yeah.
nobody start nowadays. I hear like clients who's like, oh, I wanna train because I wanna have a pro card. I wanna be a bodybuilder. I wanna
Yeah.
be skinny master. Stuff like that. And I think when we started, we didn't think of, oh, I want to be on a stage. We just
No.
trained it because we love training.
Of training, yeah. And that's a good start point. You have to be in love with training before you even think. Well, that's my opinion anyway. Before you even think of things to do on stage and going to compete. But I think for a lot of people, it has become almost like something you want to show off to your friends that you've been on stage. Um, and I suppose it's not a bad thing to some effect, because it means like the federations keep getting athletes coming through the door every year, new ones, which is great. But I think like also people just need to take a step back and just ask themselves why they actually want to compete.
Do it for
Um,
yourself. Like whatever you do. Like I don't judge people in the case. I'm not talking about judging in the judging panel. I'm talking about judging people like if somebody takes steroids or somebody do this or somebody that it's their own thing. You want to do it, do it. It's your own life. Don't just
and this is that brings us not nicely to the next topic. I was just gonna ask you
yeah.
what your opinions are on the use of PE days in the bodybuilding world. What are your clients like? Do they come in saying like they definitely want to go down that route? And what sort of advice would you give somebody coming in with that sort of, thoughts of wanting to use PE days?
I have a couple young clients, and they was like starting. Yeah, one of them was like amazing physique. He looked like young Arnold. I'm not even joking. I got
Wow.
the picture. He looked like young Arnold. He never took steroids and was just eating burgers, stuff like that. And he came to me to wanted to train, and he would like to compete. He's
Yeah.
also working as a model, so it's like good, handsome, good looking guy. 195 centimeter height,
Oh gosh. Right. Okay.
good luck. And he was straight away, like, oh, I want to take steroids. I'm serious. I want to compete, blah blah blah. And I said, let's wait and see what we can achieve just with changing food and with
Yes.
supplements like EAAs in your training, because he didn't even do that. He didn't even do that. So I said, let's start from minimum. Let's start from minimum,
And then work up. Yeah.
work up, and see how where the journey gonna take you. And because I said, if your food is not right, if your training is not right, what are you expecting from stuff like PDs do to you? Like the all bad naming for steroids. I'm not an advocate for steroids or nothing like that. I'm not saying that, or I'm not telling people just do it, take it, or see what's gonna happen. But all the bad faming of steroids happen because people, and I would say unresponsible people, start taking them, and then with this mentality, oh, I'm taking steroids now, so I'm gonna eat right, or I'm gonna train right, and they
Mm.
start really growing. And then when they come off it, oh, there's no point to keep diet now because I come off it. There's no point to going to the gym now. From 5 sessions, I'm gonna go to 3 sessions, and they're shrinking, and they're not shrinking because medication didn't work. They
Mm.
just they don't keep it going as they should.
Yes.
So I think the bad naming came from that, and so the people said, "Oh, you're gonna take it, you're gonna swell, and then you're gonna drop everything down." So it's like
Yeah.
people think that you're gonna turn into, I don't know, Mr. Olympia, God knows what. And really, what is if all this stuff? Somebody said that before, and I really like that's the best saying. If all this stuff would go completely, they wouldn't be in the world. The number
Yes.
ones would be still number ones because that's the mentality they have and
Yeah.
the patient
Yeah.
mentality. So they will be still number one, no matter
Yeah.
what. So, but
Yeah.
if you stop out there, it's easy to say, oh, because it took that. It's very easy analogy. You know, you coming from a mentality of person who you know nowadays you on the street see the father and the son, and somebody drive nice car in front, and the father gonna say, oh look, he stole it. He probably
Yeah.
stole
Yeah.
selling drugs. Or you're gonna say, you see, son, if you're gonna work hard, one day you will have a car like that.
Mm.
So
Mm.
we only set to these two mentalities, like only these two mentalities. Oh, we're jealous. Oh, we just don't get me wrong. Also, good jealousy is good. Good
Yes.
jealousy is good because
Good jealousy is good because it makes you want to be better and
yes,
to,
you want to
progress
be
yourself.
better.
Yeah.
You appreciate what somebody have, and
Yeah.
you want to be that person, or you want to be close to that. You want to have that, but you're not wishing somebody bad and saying that. For example, in the Quran, a friend of mine is a Muslim. He explained me that the worst sin you can do is wishing somebody bad and having what he have.
Yes. Yes.
You explain that the good thing is to wishing somebody the best, whoever more than you, and
Mm.
working yourself towards that.
Towards that. That's perfect sense. Absolutely agree with that.
Good jealousy.
Um,
It's good
yeah.
and bad jealousy.
I agree with that completely, 100%. And also, would you say, like, apart from the PED side of things, would you say when it comes to bodybuilding, genetics, what do you think about it? Genetics have got a big role to play, regardless of PEDs, put what
but
PEDs to one side. Is
but
it
people set themselves to genetics as a my shoulders grow faster, my arms are big, stuff like that. Genetic is not only that. Genetic is how you digest your food.
okay?
How your system work with for example PEDs because one person can take PEDs and can have all kind of side effects. Another one
Yeah, yeah.
use the minimum and it's gonna work everything fine. It's all sort of things, like how you respond to the training, how you respond to different type of,
Yes, this is it. Yeah.
how's your muscle attached in which places, like obviously the places are similar, but it's a long muscle or short
Yeah.
size of your bones, ratio of your upper body to your lower body, because you can see on a stage many times you have a guy with impressive upper body, but legs supposed to be also impressive
Tiny.
long, so it look
Yeah.
it this effect. So
Yeah.
it's like everything is in that department is the genetics, but you can have a great genetics, but if you don't work hard.
Yeah, it's nothing. It doesn't count for anything if you still have to put the work in, and you still have to graft to bring the body to its best condition, really.
Yeah,
So yeah, that's brilliant, and it's been really educative. But I just want to finish off. As I said, I don't want people to go to sleep,
yeah,
so I just want to finish off by asking you one quick thing. Like you've always trained and you've been bodybuilding for a while.
yeah.
What is your diet like? Is it a mix of clean and not clean, or because I know your dad makes the most amazing pickles, and the one that you gifted me, was it the beetroot and peppers?
Yeah.
Oh, it was just heavenly. Is this the sort of things that you eat, like homegrown, homemade, organic stuff? Is that sort of what your diet is?
Yeah, I'm actually blessed because my dad makes everything, and I also so used to it to me and Diana competing and doing, like, I'm not competing anymore, but keeping diet.
Yeah,
So he's doing everything in a healthy way. So there's no sugars in it, and
yeah,
anything we have any kind of stuff. There's no sugars at all. So for some time I was buying like different sauces when you bulking, because I'm still, even that I'm not competing, I'm still doing like a cutting phase, bulking phase.
yeah, of course.
So I eat a little bit like like pizza, burgers. Sometimes we go out, of course. But I think the main thing, it's even after holiday, I'm always missing to get back to my own meals.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like
You're
my
used to
stomach
it.
is more often messed up, and you know I more prefer to get back to my own food
Yeah,
and
yeah.
but the most important I think for people is to you need to enjoy your food. You need to enjoy your diet. People
Yes.
use that word, but it's you need to enjoy it because if you don't enjoy it, you're not going to stick to it.
I know it has to be sustainable, and the only way it can be sustainable is if it's something that you enjoy and you can incorporate in your life, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. And quick one. Will you compete again? Will you ever compete again, or are you done?
I'm done. I'm done
You're
just
done.
because of I don't have ankle joints, so my Achilles is not functioning, and my right calf it's
Okay.
it's the muscle which is wasting off. So it's like people say, oh, you can try different categories, stuff like that. But it's for me, if I can put 110% in that, it's for me, it's like it's no point.
No point doing it. Yeah, I'm
For
the
me,
same.
putting 110%, it would cause me probably more injuries or more issues,
Yes. Yeah.
which I don't want because
Don't
I'm,
want.
longevity, I think is more important.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And as long as you're enjoying just bodybuilding for you, there's nothing wrong with that. You don't always have to end up on stage. And this, I say this to even our listeners who have been like seasoned athletes who are doing it and they feel like they're coming to the end of it, because it's not a long-term thing anyway, bodybuilding, because it's really hard on the body, isn't it? It's not something that you can do year after year after year for like a long period of time.
Stuff like that. But if you love the sport and you keep into sport, and it's like, I think it's also keep your youth. You know, it's like make you look healthier, make you look. And another thing also, if you're able to do go for something like that, set your mind to do things like that, and it builds your character, and also if you translate this to any task in your life, you're able to achieve anything because
Yeah.
you're able to change your body in a way that we do that people do. If you have that mentality, you have a mentality to do anything. And I think
Yes.
it helped me a lot through going through 10 years of surgeries,
Mm.
and that mentality of going back, push it forward, stuff like that. It helped me a lot.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Strong mentality. Brilliant. I love it. Random question for my guests when I finish. Yours for today, AJ. As a coach,
Mhm.
what is your greatest achievement or win to date? What would you say is your greatest achievement as a coach?
Oh, I have a client in masters, which has an amazing physique. I'm with him for quite a while now, and he got his gold, an invitation for world, and I, even that I'm his coach, I'm learning from him a lot. Every
Mm,
just because the guy had 4 kids, wife, work,
wow.
and he previously even had a deaf dog. Dog couldn't hear, so and
Okay.
it was yeah. So they always give it all the time, like the dog was. And he always had time, spend time with his kids, spend time with his wife, take care of a dog, take
Mm.
care of a house, 12-hour shifts at work.
Oh
He
my goodness.
company. Never missed workout, never missed cardio session, never missed a meal. If I tell him eat nails, he will eat nails. It's literally
Wow.
so. If somebody tell me like, oh, I have no time for this, I have no time for that, it just you're lazy. I'm sorry, but you're lazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
But this guy, these kids are glued to him. Any problem, the kids call him. He knows everything about his kids, and the kids know everything that's going on in his life. His wife is amazing. She's 100% with him. Went to Spain together. But what I was going is like, yeah, he got his first gold, which was amazing. He got an invitation for World. He didn't place it, but his mentality teach me like you're not always winning.
Yeah.
It's if you can be the best of yourself, the best version of yourself, and we're bringing every year the best of himself,
Mm.
you're already winning them.
100%.
He taught me that's actually the coolest and I think the most important thing. Like you're not always gonna win, you're not always gonna get the gold because you're judged by other people. So it's
Mm.
objective sport. But if you know that you did everything and literally everything you could do to bring
Yeah.
the package and best, you're already winner. You're already winner by standing on the stage.
I agree. 100%. 100%. And that's a really, really good way to finish off our episode today. And wise words spoken by your client. And I wish him every luck in his competitive season if he's carrying on with it. He sounds like somebody who's very grounded and very sensible. So thanks for sharing that with us. It's been amazing, AJ. I've really enjoyed this episode. I've really enjoyed chatting to you, as I do always. We've covered so much, and hopefully our listeners have got like valuable information from it. And there is, we can always jump on again another time for a different episode, speak about something else. But thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming. And I just want to wish you a really lovely day, and we will be chatting again soon, AJ. So thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
Bye.
Mwah.
Mwah, 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 mwah.